involve violence against innocent people or even children in it. But then I'd like to convince you that video games cause violence. Um, Video games may lead to aggressive behavior because they involve violence against innocent people. They also may lead to increase of school violence between students and desensitized players as well. Some video games involve violence, which can lead to increase of crime and increase overall aggressive behavior of children. Because usual age of players is between 14 and 16 years. Counterposition is some people believe that violent juvenile crime in United States has declined due to popularity of video games. First reason is many video games involve violence against innocent people, about 45% of games. A study of 1998 found out that 45% of games, no matter what genre it is, involve some kind of violence against innocent people. Games such as GTA have give possibility to kill people in a dozen different ways. For example, use some kind of weapon like shooting or cold weapon, such as swords and knives, to kill everybody around. And another way is to ride people over with the car. Second reason is violent video games can lead to increase of violence in school. Only in 2008, 60% of schoolboys who play mature video games beat up someone, compared to 39% who didn't play. Also, video games can lead to increase of student hostility. Hostility level for students who play video games is 28%, while hostility level for students who play high violent video games is 63%. One example is Columbine High School shooting, where two students shoot 12 another students and one teacher. One observation is that they were addicted to violent video games. Third reason is playing video games can desensitize players, which means they may never see a difference between real world and virtual world. In 2004, Professor Jenny Funk found out that 100 of 4th and 5th graders who play violent video games were associated with lower empathy, which is mean action of being sensitive to or understand someone. Games such as Mortal Kombat, which is bloody fight game with elements of
Monk, next slide.
with elements of
Keep going.
elements like this, may lead to player sympathy towards violent behavior. A solution to the problem is simple, is to restrict selling violent video games until 18 years. And show advertisement for parents who want to buy a game for their children. Why my topic is important? Because violence that video games cause may lead to more shootings like in Columbine or Connecticut, and also that may lead to overall aggressive behavior of children who are going to become parents in the future. You can make a difference. When you become a parent, don't buy violent video games for your children. Try to keep them safe. In closing today, I try to convince you that violent video games may cause aggressive behavior because they involve violence against innocent people. They also lead to increase of school violence and desensitized players as well. Thank you for that.
On the final note.
On the final note, when you become a parent someday, try to never buy a violent video game for your children. Thank you.